How are you? It's Thursday. So we're reading Reddit. And I'm sorry, I've been trying to do a million things all at the same time because, of course, I have. So I'm opening on my phone. Uh, yeah, we're going to do Petty Revenge tonight. It's a good kind of place to be. There's my sweetest sister ever. Um, I have two open drinks because I haven't finished one yet. But this one I'm really excited about. So that's Roy Rogers, for those of you who don't know him. But this is Roy Rogers Soda Pop. And if anyone has ever had this and can tell me what this flavor is supposed to be, I would appreciate it. It tastes like a cola, but not a cola. And I don't know how else to describe the flavor. And I'm sorry, it's almost fruity on the end, but I can't tell what kind of fruit. And I don't know if it's supposed to be like a sarsaparilla-y flavor. I just don't know. So if you guys know, tell me. There used to be a Roy Rogers restaurant chain. I think it was called the Double R Bar. And again, you can correct me if I'm wrong. If you know the right answer, put it in the comments. I will read it. I will admit I do not know 100%, but I think this is probably where this is from. Now, we found it at, so there's I want to say I saw like 3 or 4 of them on their website, their Facebook page. It's a place called Grandpa Joe's Candy Shop, and it is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Grandpa Joe. But it's one of those cool candy shops where they've got like all kinds of stuff you've never seen or haven't seen in like a minute, and just a wall, 2 walls, like a wall and a half, of every kind of soda that you can think of. And then they have their own line, and they've got like crazy flavored ones, which I was not brave enough to try. There's a ketchup flavored one. There was a blue cheese flavored one, which Katie doesn't do blue cheese. It's gross. It's just wrong. What was another one? Cabbage, maybe. Just weird stuff. But I mean, and I like weird stuff. Don't get me wrong. Kind of the weirder the better sometimes. But not with a soda. I'm not that adventurous when they are kind of expensive. So, I had my first blackberry ale 81, which was amazing. Amazing. So I've just started randomly drinking Todd Fox music. Took me to this little shop, and we bought several sodas. But yes, the blackberry ale 81s. If you can find them, buy them. Seriously. I think you might, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can order them on the Ale 81 website. I think you can like order from there. I might be wrong. I'm going to have to look. But it was so good. So good. And then there was a Lime Ricky, which those of you that have gone to the Chocolate Mousse, they had a Green River, and when they reopen, I hope they still do because it was delicious. But anyway, now I'm just rambling about life because why not? But we are going to read petty stories tonight. I only grabbed 3, and they're all from within the last month. So some of them have lots of comments, so hopefully we'll get some fun stuff. But I'm going to top this off or finish this off, and we'll get started. Our first story is called I Made Sure Her Toe is Stubbed Every Time. I grew up sharing a room with my sister, but eventually I basically stopped having a room at all. She was unbelievably messy. The only visible carpet was a narrow path between her bed, dresser, and the door. Okay, so it was my bedroom growing up. I had to keep my door closed a lot. She'd borrow the car we shared without warning, steal my money, stay up late constantly, and make the room miserable to be in. Eventually, I only went in there to change clothes. I don't even know that I would have done that. I don't know. I didn't have to share, but I was messy. So I don't know. But let's see. Most nights, I ended up sleeping in the basement. Oh, waiting for my dad to finish his nightly TV routine so I could finally get some peace and quiet. I cried out of frustration more than once. Did you ever see anything? Keep reading. So when my sister finally moved out, I was thrilled. The room became mine, and it was the biggest bedroom in the house. I cleaned it top to bottom until there wasn't a trace of her left, even though she'd abandoned tons of junk behind. Yeah. Fast forward 2 years. She moves back in. Everyone in the family was quietly wondering if I'd give the bedroom back. Absolutely not. Good for you if you didn't have to. She got the smaller room down the hall instead, along with the cat she brought home that now wakes everyone up at night while she's out enjoying her nightlife. The petty revenge part? Yeah, I was waiting for that. Okay. She still comes into my room because I have the best mirrors in the house, so I started accidentally leaving random things in the hallway outside my room. Nothing harmful, just enough to make her mutter under her breath when she bumps into them during her trips to my mirrors. Okay, so the first comment is asking the question that I had. If there's a smaller room down the hall, why did you have to share with her in the first place? Yeah, I feel like there's a lot missing out of this story. OP says 3 siblings. Me and my sister shared the big room. Brother had the small room. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what are you leaving like Legos? Because that wouldn't stub her toe. Does she just not? I don't know. Maybe this was not a good story, guys. Just seems like there's not a lot there. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys, that one might not have been great. Legos, okay, or hear me out. Because this was a problem in our house. We had Legos and Barbie shoes. An upside down Barbie shoe in the middle of the night when the heel catches the, I'm not going to show my feet, but like the curve under your toes. Oh, it hurts so bad. Oh my God, it hurts so bad. Yeah. Oh, so there's a comment in here with somebody's own story. Yeah. Ouch. God, it hurts so bad. So in the comments, my dad grew up with 2 siblings, a sister and a brother. He roomed with the brother, and their sister had her own room at the end of the hall. Every night, his sister would go down the hall to the bathroom, thump, 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 thump. They were on the 2nd floor, so her footsteps boomed and woke the boys up every night. This happened for years, until one night the boys got fed up with it and hatched a plan. Oh no. Okay. Sorry, I shouldn't read ahead. Sorry. They knew that she never turned the lights on, so when they heard her first thump, 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 thump to go down the hall, they snuck out and moved their toy trunk into the middle of the hall. Then they quietly put some of the toys from the trunk a few feet away further from the bathroom. They went back to the bedroom and waited for their trap to be sprung. She headed back to her room, thump, 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 the bang. Down she goes, screaming, "Damn you boys!" She gets back up and continues, only to step on the toys they laid out. Thump, ow! Damn you boys! Now all we have to do is say, "Damn you boys" to my dad to get him to smile. See that? Yeah. Somebody else in here talks about Legos. Oh, and somebody else said Barbie shoes are fun too. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I was not the only one. Okay. Very good. Comments made up for it. Okay. So this one looks like it might be petty revenge at work 5 days ago. Um, this one is called Accuse Me of Mislabeling Things. Fine. I'll come up with a new system that requires 10 times the effort for you to figure out what is what. About 5 years ago, we had just started at a new biotech as a medical. I had just started at a new biotech as a medicinal chemist. Okay. We didn't have a compound management group, so distributing compounds to the assay chemists fell to the chemists. Essentially, I made compounds and then gave them to another scientist to test the compounds to see how effective they are. I would make compounds, put them in a vial, and slap a label on them with the identifier code and the chemical structure, and then walk over and give the guy the samples. Sounds pretty straightforward. I'm going to guess it's not. One day, I accidentally mislabeled 2 to 3 compounds, which, hey, my bad, I'm not infallible, and it messed up the results. Instead of doing the normal thing and coming to talk to me about the mix-up, he decided that it was necessary to send an email to my boss and his boss saying how unprofessional the situation was and how this can't happen, etc., etc. What the guy didn't realize was that I had a great relationship with my boss and his boss, who both forwarded me the email saying, we know accidents happen, but be careful. This guy seems like a real butthead, so just be extra careful. Okay. Here's where the petty revenge happened. Oh, I love it. Give it to me. I decided to come up with a foolproof system that would protect me, but also add about 2 to 3 hours to his workload. Delicious. What I ended up doing to no longer wait. What I ended up doing was to no longer put the identifier code or structure on the vial and instead only used barcoded vials. Yes. Love it. I would put each compound in a barcoded vial, then create an Excel sheet that had what each barcode corresponded to which compound. This required him to scan each vial with a barcode reader and then go through the Excel sheet to determine what it corresponded to, requiring him to spend about 5 to 10 minutes determining what each compound was. I debuted this system on a set of 200 compounds and watched him ask in our company Slack if anyone had a barcode reader. It made me giggle. It would have. The best part was that he asked me if we could go back to the old system, and I politely said no, because my bosses were legitimately stoked about the new system because it was easier for them to keep track of where everything was. Yes, delicious. We eventually hired a compound management group that made my system unnecessary, but it was a glorious 3 months. Oh, I hope you reveled in it. I hope you got a little smile every time you typed into that Excel sheet. Yeah. And it makes me wonder, because I know enough of Excel, you can sort by things, but did you guys have did you work in sections of compounds so he could just sort I don't know. I don't know that I'm saying what I want to say. But yeah, it would be funny. Yeah, it took you a little bit longer to get it started, but I'll bet it was actually easier for you. Just the typey, and then bye. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Um, so yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. That was good. It didn't hurt anybody and made him think twice, probably, about just running straight to the bosses. Wonder if they told him that they had told you or that they were going to tell you. I wonder if he was told to apologize and didn't. I don't know. Anywho's be, it doesn't make any difference because it's just a Reddit story, but it was pretty good. I like that one. So our last one, and I know this is going to be short, but it looks like it's got some juicy comments too. So, petty revenge on a landlord. The Lord of the Land. You know, that guy that takes your money and doesn't fix your house. I've previously written up my more than petty revenge on this landlord. After a series of nasty incidents from him, we moved out, and every month after that, my cousin and I were. Oh. Oh. Okay. Sorry. Right ahead. We moved out, and every month after that, my cousin and I went to his house late at night and smeared dog stuff on his car door handle, his house door handle, and under his wipers. You get it. But to me, this is not petty. No, that's not petty. That could get you in trouble. I don't know where you are, but that could get you in trouble. What I had completely forgotten was that just as we moved out, and keep in mind this was a fully furnished flat, I nailed a very large lamb chop and a couple of chicken necks to the underside of the dining table. This revenge was suggested to me by a friend of mine who was a chippy carpenter. And it was his and his dad's way of getting revenge on people who didn't pay their bills. They reckon the victims could never find the source, as you would never look underneath the table for it. Oh, I assume the place went unrentable for the week or two that would have taken for the stench to dissipate. I'm so glad I remembered this and was able to share. I'm glad you remembered it too, but once the smell goes, isn't that stuff gonna like dry up and start like crumbling off the bottom of the table onto the floor? But I would think, well, I'm putting a lot of faith in your landlord to have hired a good cleaning company after you guys moved out to do a thorough clean. Since it's fully furnished, though, they may not have looked under. But I mean, I would look under just for gum. I would not expect to find a lamb chop and chicken necks. Chicken necks are gross. Gross, gross, gross. So yeah, so now it's just lots of other ideas. First comment, if there's a hollow metal curtain rod, and some of you guys know, some of you guys have seen this on other Reddit readers' pages, push a few prawns up them. The gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, prawns inside a metal curtain rod. I'm not condoning any kind of revenge, petty or otherwise, on the landlord. I'm not. That covers my behind, right? I'm not advocating that you do any of these things. These are just things that people have suggested. A mate of mine got his revenge on a neighbor who constantly had loud parties and guests passing out in their yard. He and his girlfriend were nurses and often came home to go to bed with a raging party next door at 11 p.m. Anyway, a month or two in, what? But if you're gone, exactly, you're gone. Anyway, a month or two in, one of the neighbors had brought their grocery shopping home and left the car's boot trunk open, which was a BMW 3 Series from memory. Mark took a Mark took a bottle of Thai fish sauce and emptied it into the car's boot and then closed it. This was the middle of summer in Melbourne. Okay, so Australia. So within a couple of hours, all the car's windows had fogged up. The smell must have been horrendous. And even after they got it detailed, the neighbor told him everything with no idea that it was him that had done it. It still stunk so much they sold it. I learned to never mess with Mark, the silent assassin. Oh my gosh. Um, yeah. Okay. Not my revenge, but from a nasty acquaintance. Landlord was an arse, and this tenant was a slob. Anyhow, he, the tenant, was told the renewal of lease was not going to be offered as his cleaning was below standards. So this guy's revenge was to get a few geckos dead and put them in the AC. These are a North Australian pest, and the pale pink ones are a feral species from Asia. Geckos installed after bond clean, etc. For a little lizard, these mongrels pack a powerful smell. Ugh, gross. We left some eggs in the heating vent. It was March, so the heat probably wouldn't be on till at least October. That is diabolical. Oh my gosh. Uh, no. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that is our petty revenge for today. I was looking to see if there are any other good comments in that one. Okay, sorry. I just went. Karen. This one is called Go Ahead and Make Fun of My Breasts. Should we read it? What do you think? We're going to. A title like that, come on. Oh, okay. So this has, yeah, okay. I was at a bar waiting for my husband, wearing a somewhat low cut blouse for him because it was our anniversary. We were going out for dinner after. This was about this was about a year after my double mastectomy for hereditary breast cancer. And my new breasts didn't quite look natural yet as they were just settling in and looking buoyant. I heard a group of grown women and men sitting beside me, drunk, not caring how loud they were, commenting on my breasts and saying how they hated women who had fake breasts and how the women who had them were fake and so on and on. I finally turned to them and said, "You know what I hate more than fake breasts?" They were silent. "Breast cancer," I said. They mumbled amongst themselves, and someone said, "Shit, sorry." And they left shortly after. My husband arrived, and we had a good laugh when I told him, "Don't judge. You might not know the whole story." Yeah. Oh, that's great. First comment said, "Nice. A friend of mine has a t-shirt that says, 'Yes, they're fake. The real ones tried to kill me.'" That's awesome. Um, yeah. Yeah, that's great. And then people start talking about the difference between real and fake, and you bought them, so the real, all that stuff. Somebody in the comment brings up a repo, the genetic opera, which if you guys have not seen, it is worth watching. Even if all it is to say that you watched it. Um, but Sarah Brightman is in it, and I adore her. She's the real Christine. Yeah, good for her. That's right, sister. I would not, you know, for sure, I would not be brave enough to say that. I'd wait for, I'd wait for my husband to show up and be like, "Can we go somewhere else? I'll tell you all about it, but they were really mean, and I just need to go." Yeah, I'm kind of a chicken. I don't really stand up for myself that much, but it's getting better, I think. I don't know. Anyway, now I'm just jabbering. Now I'm just jabbering. But thank you for hanging out with me, reading some Reddit stories. Those weren't the best. So I'm still waiting for your guys's. You would have shown them. You would have, but that is why you are my sister, my chosen sister, because you have the bravery that I do not. Um, but anyway, yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. I'm fidgeting with my beastie baby, Herman. Um, I don't know why Herman, it's just his name. But yeah, we'll be back together next Thursday. And yeah, if you guys hang around, aren't doing anything at 9, we've got the Hallowed Hearth podcast. And I'll show you guys. I haven't used these yet, but they are going to be a part of the podcast tonight. So if you want to see what that deck looks like, you'll have to go over to that YouTube channel in an hour, and I will see you there. If I don't see you there, I will see you guys Wednesday on the main channel, or Thursday here, and I'll talk to you soon.